Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the channel World of Wrestling, here today to discuss about Impact Wrestling's July 29, 2021 show. I'm gonna say this was not a bad show whatsoever. There was some aspects of it that was a little bit boring. I have to admit that, but the Jay White role in Impact Wrestling, trying to recruit Chris Bey, has been very interesting. I've actually enjoyed the little bit of story that they got building up here on this one episode alone, which I found to be very, very entertaining. So let's get right into the review. The first thing that took place was the interviewer for their backstage interviews was backstage with Scott D'Amore. Reportedly has something big planned for tonight. There's always unbelievable things going on here, and he also mentions that Tommy Dreamer is going to make a decision on the number one contender for Kenny Omega for the World Championship in Impact Wrestling. The next thing on the show was their very first match, which was the Good Brothers versus Chris Bey and Jay White. Jay White and Chris Bey gelled very well together. It was very interesting to see these two guys in the same ring together as a tag team. And the Good Brothers, as usual, did a great job here. Good action overall. Chris Bey did eat the pinfall by a Magic Killer by the Good Brothers for a 1-2-3, and that's how the match ended. But overall, despite the loss to Chris Bey, it was a good match. I am looking forward to the possibility of Chris Bey joining the Bullet Club. I think that will be a little bit beneficial to him, more importantly, because I wouldn't mind seeing him use the help from the Bullet Club to become the X Division World Champion. So that's the direction they're going with this. I would be all for it. We see Fire and Flava. Kira says they're going to get their titles back, but in comes Fallah Bahh, and he asks Tasha to go to Homecoming with him as their mixed tag team. She accepts, and Bahh hands her fake-ass flowers. That was pretty much that segment. Nothing special there. Caleb with a K had Tennille Dashwood in his corner going up against Taylor Wilde, and Taylor Wilde defeated him with a suplex for the W, a German suplex for the W. This was not a terrible match. It was actually very decent for a mixed gender matchup between a man and a woman. Caleb K did take the L here, so I don't know what to say about that. Taylor Wilde didn't do too bad in this match. He worked very well with Caleb K. Caleb with a K, so kudos to her and him, actually. Backstage, we had Bey own up to his first loss in the Bullet Club. Jay White tells him, hold on a second. He's not quite in, he says. But he does believe in second chances, and he wants him to redeem himself by helping him out with attacking David Finlay and Juice Robinson, which they do later on in the show. Jay White walked away very pleased with the results of what happened with them attacking David Finlay and Juice Robinson, so it looks like he's in good graces with Jay White at this point in time. We'll see what happens next week on the next episode. Deonna Purrazzo was also interviewed backstage about handling NWA Power, and Deonna is insulted. She's been training with an MMA fighter. She's been competing for over 20 years now. The fighter says any opponent should definitely be scared of Purrazzo. She announces that she'll be going to be part of the Homecoming tournament as well, but doesn't reveal her partner, so that's a mystery. That should be interesting. I'm going to be watching that tomorrow night, and then give you guys my take on how the entire show went. I'm not particularly having high hopes for it. Usually Impact Plus special events don't usually turn out to be pay-per-view quality type of shows. So I'm not going to get too invested in it, but we'll give it a chance to see what it's like. More than likely, I will probably come on here and say it was boring as hell. Next match was Juice Robinson and David Finlay teaming up with Fallah Bahh and No Way Jose. They're just calling him No Way. I don't know why, but whatever. And they went up against Rohit Raju, Madman Fulton, Ace Austin, and Shera. Juice, Fallah Bahh, and No Way actually won this match. Rohit rolls up Finlay for a 2 count near the end, but Finlay hits his Trash Panda neckbreaker for the 1, 2, 3. And that's how the match ends. Gia knocks on Kenny Omega's locker room, and out comes Don Callis. He begins to introduce Kenny, who comes out of the locker room. Omega mistakes her for a fan, and Tommy Dreamer enters and reveals in 2 weeks' time there will be a battle royal to determine Kenny's next opponent at Emergence, which is on August, I believe they said 21st. That falls on a Saturday. Don runs down Tommy's Extreme Origins before he and Kenny walk off. After break, Juice actually goes to stack their claim for the Impact Tag titles. But Jay White and Bay, I already mentioned this, attack them from behind. They fight. There's going to be a fight between Juice Robinson, David Finlay, and Jay White at Resurgence for New Japan Wrestling's August 14th event that's taking place in Los Angeles. So that should be a pretty damn good match. I don't know what's going to be the main event, but it should be interesting to find out. I more than likely am going to be reviewing that event because there's a good chance that later on this month I will be going ahead and applying for the New Japan Wrestling World streaming service once again, which I used to have, but stopped using it just to save a little bit of money because I had other subscriptions I went to. But I'm going to get the New Japan Wrestling subscription back on my the different subscriptions I pay for on my credit card, and see if they got anything interesting and worth watching to keep the subscription. But chances are I will be covering New Resurgence on Saturday, August 14th. So, after that, the next segment, we had Kenny Omega coming out with Don Callis, and they talk about Kenny Omega and how it's unfair that he has to defend his title at Emergence. And Sami Callihan's glitches the Impact Zone. He comes out and Callis tells him to go back to Dayton, Ohio. Sami Callihan says he plans to win the Battle Royal. Don Callis welcomes him to come into the ring, but it's Frankie Kazarian who helps Sami clear house. And big welcome back chants for Kaz. Kazarian at this point. Backstage we had Kazarian and Sami Callihan want Tommy Dreamer to partner up with them, and Dreamer says it's not for him, but he whispers a suggestion to both, and Kazarian likes it, and Sami doesn't think it's feasible. This is actually the situation going on here is that there's going to be a 6-man tag team match next week for the main event of Impact Wrestling, where we're going to see the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega team together in a 6-man tag team match against Kazarian, Sami Callihan, and Eddie Edwards, which Eddie Edwards and Callihan have a rivalry with each other that still has yet to be resolved. In the sense of them, forgiving each other for the things that they did to one another through that rivalry. Sami Callihan did not think that was going to go through. He didn't think that Edwards was going to actually go through with this, but fortunate enough, he decided to say yes to this, and as long as Callahan doesn't do any dirty shit to him, he's all for it. Alright, so we see a Su Yung is back, and Kimberly is all creepy like her time has come. It's a really stupid fucking segment. I don't even know what the hell that shit's about. Su Yung being back, big deal. Who gives a shit? Brian Myers reveals that Beulah McGillicuddy will be her partner for Homecoming, and then not so fast, he FaceTimes Francine. She thanks him for considering her, but she knows that she wasn't her first choice. His first choice. He should know that she's the queen of extreme and that she manages. How did he get her number anyway? And she hangs up, and it looks like Brian still doesn't have a partner at this point. Big fucking whoop. Nobody cares. You can tell that at this point things are slightly going downhill. Match 4 was Rich Swann and Willie Mack going up against the Diener and Rhino. Violent by Design losing to Rich Swann and Willie Mack. Did not agree with this decision here to make Violent by Design lose again. They've already lost the tag team titles. For them to lose to Rich Swann after they attacked them last week, and then not to accomplish a fucking win here in a tag team match is really, really pathetic. Because Rich Swann and Willie Mack are not exactly what you would call the normal everyday tag team. Rhino and Diener have been tag teamed in Violent by Design for a while now, and they were even the tag team champions. They just recently lost tag titles at Slammiversary. So, not quite understanding the purpose of this or why they would do this, but whatever. I think it was a very bad decision, though. The match wasn't terrible. It's just bad decision on who won the match. Swingers Palace was the next segment, and in comes Cardona and Chelsea Green. They want to know the odds of the Homecoming tournament. Alicia Edwards suggests that Swingers Palace has a team for Homecoming. In comes Petey Williams with Jordan Grace, which should be a very interesting tag team match. He does some Steiner math. Matters get serious when W. Morsley tells Alicia her husband better beware of the match that she's going to have with Eddie Edwards in a hardcore match at the Homecoming event. Back from break, we have Edwards cut a promo on W. Morsley ahead of Homecoming, but Tommy Dreamer comes in and requests Eddie Edwards to join the team of Kazarian and Sami Callihan next week. It takes a motivational speech to convince him, but Edwards agrees, and that's pretty much that. Main event was Moose versus Chris Sabin. This was an excellent main event. Very good match. Better than their match they had at Slammiversary. And Moose picked up the victory with a spear, which is called, I believe it was called the move without the jackhammer. No jackhammer needed is what it's called. And he picked up the victory and won the match for 1-2-3. Post-match, though, Moose goes to toss Sabin, but Chris lands on the apron and crashes on top of Moose. Chris then ropes on top of him as they brawl on the outside. Let them fight chants, and both men are separated, and the show goes off the air at that point. Overall, this match was really good. I don't see this rivalry coming to an end yet. I think at the next major pay-per-view, which probably will be Bound for Glory, this may end, or they may end it at an Impact Plus show on a Saturday. So that's probably when that'll end. So keep an eye out for that if you guys follow along with Impact Wrestling. If not, I would recommend it over anything Monday Night Raw has to offer on Monday nights, because my God, it's shit. I may check it out, may take a look at it, see how bad it gets even at this point. I don't know how the hell you can get any worse than how bad they've been getting, but they always figure out a way to get really, really shitty. It's like they got a new motto. How low can you go? It's like playing limbo. Only in this case, it's being as crappy as possible, which they seem to do a very good job at doing nowadays. So anyway, guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. I thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you have a great night. I'll also be uploading the October 20th, 1997 Monday Night Raw is War episode in just a moment, right after I upload this one. So keep an eye out for that. And again, thank you for watching, and have a great night. Bye.